Greetings everyone, welcome. Joe Soto here, founder of the Joe Soto Project, where we help individual investors navigate the world of Wall Street, understand the financial services industry, so they can make the best decisions for themselves and for their family. Now, today I have a very unique topic for you, so hang in there with me today, okay? A lot of times, people that want to get into the financial services industry, this is a very, very important point. Because look, over the years I've met, different types of clients. I've met people that have had a great experience investing. I have met people that want to invest, that have a positive attitude about investing. And then I met people that really think, the worst things about the financial services industry and everything that comes with it. So one of the things that I've come to realize, and I understand these folks, because look, it's like somebody's taking you on a vacation and you don't know where you're going, okay? And a lot of times people walk into the mainstream Wall Street, and by mainstream Wall Street I mean one of the major big firms, or they see a company name and they walk in and they expect that particular firm is going to do right for them and take care of them and build a plan for them and kind of guide them to make the best decisions for themselves and for their family. It's interesting, I was having a call earlier today with one of my prospects, and one of my favorite sayings is, "You're the CEO and I'm the CFO." And listen, financial advisors, listen, don't copy me on that, or you can copy me, but live up to it. Live up to it. See, I truly do believe my clients are the boss, and I am here to serve them. Okay? I am here to provide them information, to educate them, and I believe that my clients are intelligent enough that with the right information, they can make the best decisions. But a lot of times what ends up happening is people start to accumulate a little bit of wealth, they accumulate a little bit of money, and then they go and seek some help. And instead of finding a financial advisor, what ends up happening is they find a salesperson. Okay? So listen to this once again. Something happens, an event triggers the need to seek help. And then the person goes to a firm, and instead of finding advice, they find a salesperson. Now, the problem with this scenario is that once you take the client down the path of where you're looking at a client like as a transaction, you essentially have, muddied the water, so to speak. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, a client comes in. Again, I love using the example of a doctor. A client comes in, and maybe I'm too busy. Maybe this month I need to make money, right? Let's say I'm a doctor and I decide I am going to sell this client on this package and sell him a bunch of prescriptions under the assumption, right, that there's some kind of arrangement between my ability to sell prescriptions and make money. Doctors, for the most part, are fiduciaries, so they have a legal obligation not to do this. I'm using this as an example. If you went to a doctor, right, you have that assumption that the doctor is going to do right by you. You have the assumption that he's going to make sure that he treats you, helps you stay well, and, give you some prescriptions only if you need them, right? Well, what happens is when individuals need help and they just go to like a major firm, okay? Think of any popular names of any major firm out there, and they go look for help, then oftentimes they find a salesperson. And what ends up happening at this point is now the person has taken a prescription. I oftentimes meet clients that have a bunch of prescriptions, and they come to me and say, "Joe, I don't know what happened. Something broke," especially during downturns. And they say, "I don't know what happened to my portfolio. It tanked. I thought I had a conservative account. The bottom blew out, and I'm confused. Can you help me? My friend recommended me to you. Can you help me?" And the problem with this is that when you have a salesperson mentality, when you look at your clients as a transaction, you don't take the time to actually diagnose what exactly it is that the client needs. So listen, I've tried, and I have spoken to, even in my podcast, when you listen to the introduction on you can get my podcast on Spotify, Google Podcast, Stitcher, many other platforms, the Joe Soto Project. At the intro, right, I said this show is to help financial advisors and to help the most important individual on Wall Street, the client. Okay? I want to make this message today about helping you, the investor, the client. Here's what I want to tell you. When you walk into Wall Street, do not expect Wall Street to do a diagnostic test on you to look out for your well-being. So you must demand that diagnostic test. And that diagnostic test, in my opinion, is what I call a written financial plan. So today I'm going to ask you this simple question. Do you currently have a written financial plan? Do you know how much risk you're taking for the return that you're getting? Are your investments complementing each other, or are they conflicting each other? Are you taking unnecessary risk with your insurance? Do you have enough? Do you have too little for your specific situation? These are just some of the questions that pop up when you do a diagnostic. Okay, very, very high level. All right. I was just meeting with the client earlier today. Said, Joe, I didn't realize this was such a deep dive. So we broke the meeting into 2 meetings, and that's very common. And once people understand that they're in the process of a diagnosis, and they understand that I'm taking my time because I want to do right for them, it's a game changer. It's a game changer. But unfortunately, what happens is you almost have to get lucky to end up with someone who is going to do the right diagnostic test for you. It is very easy to end up in the hands of a salesperson. And my friends, listen to what I'm about to tell you today. Big takeaway here, okay? Big takeaway. A financial advisor being a very loosely used word, a financial advisor without a written financial plan, doesn't have a written financial plan for your situation, has completed a financial plan at some point in your relationship with them, is just another salesperson with another opinion. A financial advisor without a written financial plan for you is just another salesperson with another opinion. So my friends, the big takeaway that I have for you here today, it's a very simple one. It's a very simple one. We live in America, very prosperous nation. People accumulate wealth. You'll accumulate wealth if you're saving and you're investing. At some point, you will need some help. At some point, you will need some help. And what I want you to do is I want you to demand from the financial professional that you're working with a written financial plan. That way you know for sure that they are looking out for you. Okay? And a lot of financial planners, and shame on you guys, you're lazy. You don't want to do the work. You want to get a transact, you want to generate a commission, sell the client something, and then move on. That's not good. Because we're tarnishing the industry when we do this. And on top of that, you could be causing harm to the people that you're allegedly trying to help. Think of this, right? This is like hiring a CPA whose job is to make more money for the IRS. Would you hire a CPA whose job was to make more money for the IRS? Well, my friends, this is one of the key things that I teach about in my videos. Number 1, get a written financial plan. Demand it. In my practice, I include that as part of the initial consultation. It's included. I don't even charge people. There's a bunch of financial advisors that charge people for the initial consultation or the second opinion. I don't feel comfortable with that because I feel like me charging somebody and they're not happy with the work, they're not happy with the service. It's like me pulling the wool over their eyes or pulling a quick one. So I will do the work. I will make the investment with the confidence that I know that my product is more competitive and I have a competitive advantage over the majority of my competitors. That my brand is unique and that my value proposition is stronger. And this is the reason why I go ahead and make that commitment up front. Number one, demand a written financial plan. Have it somewhere in your vault with your will, with your estate planning documents, your POAs. Make sure that you have this in a place that is accessible for you and your family. And number two, you've heard this one before, make sure that the advisor that you're working with has a legal obligation to do what's in your best interest. My friends, listen, if you do this, Wall Street will work for you. But you have to make sure that you understand, okay? I tell my clients, a lot of times people come to me, Joe, listen, I'm not a money guy. I met with a guy today, super nice guy who reached out to me via Facebook, and we set up an appointment, and super nice guy, right? And he said, look, Joe, I'm not a big investment guy. I'm not a money guy. You know, I'm confused. Listen, that's okay. That's okay. When I got into this industry and I was trying to figure out how the game worked, I was confused as a financial advisor. Go back and check out my last video that I did when a client asked me for the first time in my blog, joesotoproject.com. Make sure you check out the last video when a client asked me, said, Joe, are you a fiduciary? I didn't know what a fiduciary was. So knowledge is power, but it only converts into actual power if you take action. So the two takeaways: get a written financial plan, demand it. If you can get away with it, don't even pay for it. Because I believe that you deserve to look at the quality of the work before you move all your money there. And number two, make sure that you have a financial advisor who has an obligation to do what's right for you. All right, my friends, listen, I want to thank you. I want to honor you today for tuning in, staying tuned. Listen, we're going a long ways. We're going a long ways. And a lot of people have been reaching out to me saying, Joe, we're learning. I appreciate it. And the fact that people are reaching out to me and asking for help and asking questions, I tell people all the time, listen, if I can help you, I will help you. And if I can't help you, I will point you in the right direction. But I'm in this business to empower people so they can have the tools and the resources, the mindset, the skills. Listen, questions in this business are instrumental. Questions. You have to know how to ask the right questions. If you don't know what to ask, you'll never get the right answers. So I want to equip you with the right answers because I'm an insider. I work for the JP Morgan Private Bank. I work for the SunTrust Private Bank. I work in the banking system. I interviewed a bunch of firms, probably over 15 different firms before I moved. So I know how things work. And this is my way of giving back to an industry that's been so good to me. But I want to honor you today for staying tuned, for committing to your education, for watching this entire video. Listen, if you follow those 2 tips that I gave you today, go back and watch the video if you came in late. If you follow those 2 tips that I gave you earlier today, you will be in a position where you're going to use Wall Street and you won't allow Wall Street to use you. So you can protect yourself and your loved ones, and I honor you and your commitment to do so. My friends, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate your time and the opportunity to share with you some golden nuggets here, some information that hopefully will serve you and your family. See you in the next video, my friends. Talk to you soon.